Hello friends and welcome back to Cloud BI Academy. So your go-to destination for mastering data engineering skills with real-world use cases. So in today's session we will explore advanced data loading technique in SSIS, focusing on OLE DB sources and Excel sources and our routing to multiple destinations and implementing a solid error handling mechanism. By the end of this video, you will not only understand how to build efficient ETL pipes lines using SSIS, but we also learn how to structure your logic professionally for interview and production level projects. Now move to our agenda overview. So here what we will cover in this session. First we go through with what is ETL in real world term, why staging table are important, loading data from OLDB and Excel, then move to using conditional split to direct record based on logic. Then we go through with error handling using redirect row and yes, live demos for each scenario. So let's dive right now. So before going to flowchart, first we understand the ETL. So in our previous videos, I already explained the ETL things. So ETL is extract, transform, and load. So in enterprise data projects, extract means pulling data from various source. Sometimes it is databases, sometimes we have getting the manual Excel files, and also some we have getting data from our APIs also. Okay, then transform is where we apply business rules like filtering, formatting, lookups, data type conversion, and more. And last and important thing is load. So load is when we insert the clean validated data into destination systems like a data warehouse. So SSIS is a powerful Microsoft tool to build these pipelines visually. Now we understand the staging table concept and why we use it. So a staging table act like a buffer zone between your raw source data and your final data warehouse table. Then we discuss on why we have used it. So it isolate your source system from the destination. Here you can validate and correct the data before final loading. It allows rollback if something goes wrong, and most importantly, it makes debugging and auditing much easier. So in this video, we will use order as a staging table for database sources and staging order underscore Excel for our load to Excel source data into our staging table. Okay. So after that, I'm go through with this. We have more understand on this flow chart. So a typical SSIS data flow goes like this. First, it is first it is source in form of Excel in form of databases. Okay, then staging where we collect our raw data. Okay, then we apply our transformation and finally we load to the final destination. So this structure is clean, manageable, and ideal for both performance and traceability also. So let's start with demo. So now we open our Visual Studio. create a new project, loading data from different sources. So let's create. So this is our Visual Studio screen. Okay. So first we pick a data flow task here. So this is your control flow. Okay. And I can rename it load from DB. Okay. So first we understand the structure, what we structure uses. So here our source table is order table. Okay. Their entity, their attributes like order ID, customer ID, for which order date, and what is the total. Then second important thing is we staging table we have created, that is name is staging order. Okay. It is understand to how to load data from our source DB connection to our staging DB connection. Okay. So I will create both things. So this is our source creation and this is our destination. Then I can load some sample data here. One second, I can load in order table some sample data. So here we have put our customer IDs, order date and order total. So this is our, so this is our source data. Okay. Now let's move to our SSIS package. So here we have first tool we have used OLDB source. Okay. So OLDB source, it is a bridge between our connection from our source table. Okay. So here I have choose what are the correct database. So this is our source table. Click on preview. So we're getting the data here. Okay. Now we have picked OLDB destination. So this is point to our staging table. Okay. So here I have choose our staging table, staging order, going to mapping, order ID with map with order ID, customer ID, order date and order total. Okay. So after successful complete the mapping, now we execute this task. Okay. So it is successfully loaded in our staging table. So I can select star from staging order table. So here we have getting all source data to our staging table. So this is a direct copy, idle for operational raw data injection. Okay. Now we go through with our second demo because sometime we have getting data into Excel files or CSV. So I can create a new data flow and rename it, because we know prior we have using a manual loading of data, like our field level officers maintaining in our data maintaining into Excel files and in text files. So that's why we have uh, captured this data into our staging area. Okay, then we go for our next further steps. So here I have choose a Excel source because it is a Excel file. So I can choose this file. I have point this file. Okay. So after completing this, configuration has been completed for our Excel source, and here we have select in which sheet, because sometimes we have getting data in multiple sheets, so we can choose accordingly as per your requirement. Okay, and same data we have load into our staging area. So now we configure our staging database. So here I have point our created table staging order Excel. If you go through with the, okay, so I have separately creating. You can also load in our same table. So in future videos I will show that things also, because here we have go through with concept by concept. So first I did load this data in separate staging order table. Okay, going to mapping all the table success. Okay, so while we connecting with our Excel source to our OLE DB destination, so sometimes we have facing issue of data type issues. Okay? So before that, always double check data type from Excel, especially dates and numeric columns. They often cause silent conversation issues. Okay, so that's why I have used a one transformation, that is data conversion. So here we have getting issue in a customer ID cannot convert between Unicode to non-Unicode. So just mouse over here, you get the information in which column you have getting the issue. So I have select here customer ID. I have converted into Unicode form, Unicode form, and then in going to mapping, and here we have changed with the copy of customer ID. So you can rename it also, like this is output alias. Okay, so you can rename it as a customer ID underscore update. Okay, so it is change here also, customer ID update. So after I didn't get any error here, so now I execute this package. So it is loaded data into our staging Excel files. So now let's check this data. Select star from So these are the way where we load our source data into our staging tables. Now uh, we have created our as per data flow. We have performed already performed these two things. We have completed our source things, and then we load raw data into our staging table. Now we perform transformation. So before that, loading data into our final destination table, we have performed transformation. So in our case, we have getting sometime requirements. Okay, like we have required in our in today we have discussed on the splitting part. Okay, so let's split the staging data based on order value, and for that I have created two destinations. So first condition is if order is greater than 1000. Okay, so it is going to our high value orders table. I will share these files for your daily practicing. Okay, so not an issue. So this is our case, first case. Second case is if order is less than or equal to 1000, so it is going to in your standard order. Why I have converted our order table in final order we have required two things. So sometime our we have getting requirement like these are preferable customers list. Okay, so first we go through for that, like where we extra in other word we can say extra helping hand required, so that's why we have divided it into two parts. Okay, so now move to our demo things. Okay, so after successfully completed, create a new data flow task. Okay, or I can do one thing. This is our staging table. Okay, so here I have add our transformation conditional split, or sorry. So here I have configured our staging table. This is our staging order table. Okay, and apply here transformation conditional split. So first is high value. High value, sorry, high value order. And what is condition for that? Order total is greater than 1000. And what else condition? That is going into standard order. Okay, so now we have picked two destination tables because we have a two destinations are there. So first this is, second one this. So in this we have store all the high value orders things, and here we have store our standard orders. Okay, now let's map our high value order table. This is a mapping. Here I have configured our standard order table. So this kind of logic is common in real-time customer segmentations because invoice categorization or fraud detection workflow. So these things maintaining. Okay, now let's execute this package. So after successfully execution of package, if I'm checking data into our select star from high value order, select star standard order. So now we have successfully applied the transformation. So this is our staging table data. Okay. Now we have divided our data, split our data into high value orders and standard orders. So this is our high value order and this is our standard order. Okay. Now next thing, so finally we must talk about data errors. Okay. So let's say a record has a bad date or violated constant. So what happened in that case? So I can show you. So SSIS can redirect such row to an error log instead of failing the package. Okay. So I can right click on destination part, like this is our destination, and here I have choose another destination. Okay. So redirect row. So why I have clicked the redirect? So basically what error we have getting, that is we redirect to our into destination. Okay. Now connect with our error log table. What? So what is the structure? First time go through with the structure of error table, error log table we have created sometime. So here we have captured the log ID, source table, row data, error description, column name. So this type of data we have captured here, and it is help to like once we you are like in past you can go through with that table name and what why these two rows are not inserted. So these type of error we can capture here. Okay, so let's create first table this, going to mapping. So here we have error code, error column, log id should be order id, it is order date. Okay, sorry I have wrongly mapped. this column. So now I execute this package. So what happened? Just click on select start from. So because in our case we didn't get any error, so that's why we and I can do one thing. I can so based on some modification, we if we getting any error like some data type related error or uh, on which column. So these type of things we can configure here, and based on that we can get the idea. So this technique is very useful in production. It ensure bad data it is not lost, and you have a full visibility into what failed and why. Okay, so next move to our. So these are the interview questions. You can go through with that difference between OLDB and Excel destinations, how to handle multiple destination. I already show you an example conditional split. Common issues in Excel destination like our data type issues and all, and technique for high volume real time loading. So these are the questions sometimes asked by the interviewer. Now, here are some quick best practices for SSIS loading pipeline. Always load to a staging table first. Apply validation transformation before final load. Use conditional split to implement business logic. Log and review all error record with redirect row. Okay, so and design for modularity, traceability, and auditability. So I hope this tutorial gave you a clear and hands-on understanding of professional level data loading using SSIS. If you found this is helpful, so like the video, drop your questions in the comment, and subscribe the Cloud BI Academy for upcoming video on lookup, slowly changing dimensions, and real-time